two of the most common questions that I get. One is, when after this workout should I eat? And two is, what should I eat specifically after this workout to maximize its effectiveness? So I'm going to cover those two in this video. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy John Mango, and I'm back again representing Beyond the Iron. I drop weekly fitness content on this channel to help you get to your goals faster, more enjoyably. So if you're interested in doing that, then consider subscribing. Also, in today's video, at the end, I'm gonna go over some more specific recommendations that you should be aware of. Also, if you stay until the end, I'll break down some sample meals that you can actually take right away and use for yourself. All right, I recently dropped a video about pre-workout nutrition, so if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and click here after you're done watching this video. Very informative with very specific guidelines. However, the reason I'm pointing that out is because I want to preface this video off the same way I did with the last one, with two main things. The first thing is this: pre-workout, post-workout, these meal timing and specific foods at specific times are missing the bigger picture, okay? And as a matter of fact, they're not nearly as important as people think that they are. Instead, you should focus on that big umbrella, the bigger picture, which I always preach, calories, macros, and being consistent day to day, sticking to your program. And then from there, you can come down and see, okay, what details do you want to focus on? If pre or post-workout nutrition is something that you feel like you could turn up a little bit more, then and only then should you consider watching and absorbing, utilizing this information. But first, make sure you got the calories, the macros, and your foundation down. The second thing is I'm going to be linking some studies down at the bottom of the description for you to check out, just making sure that these claims that I'm making here today are indeed facts, okay? I don't like spitting any information that is not scientifically backed. So anyways, let's dive in. All right, the first thing is, let's talk about timing. Unfortunately, there is still the misconception of the anabolic window. And what I mean by that is, this is a concept that was obviously coined and designed by somebody to sell you post-workout protein powders and post-workout supplements and stuff. But in reality, we found through the science that's again linked down below that the anabolic window does not necessarily exist, nor does it really again matter in the overall picture. That being said, the whole 20 minutes post-workout protein shot thing, you could throw that out the window. But I do want to mention that it has been shown that you want to ingest some sort of protein within 2 hours post-workout. And by the way, it doesn't have to be a protein powder supplement. Any form of protein will do. For example, two sources that I like to have for my post-workout meal is lean ground turkey and chicken. So again, it doesn't have to be, I don't even have protein powder post-workout a lot of the times, unless it's in my power shake. But again, it is not necessary. Just get some form of protein within 2 hours to maximize the recovery process from that workout. So let's quickly break down the macronutrients and the importance of having each one of them post-workout. And like I said, I'm going to be breaking down some sample meals for you at the end of the video that are going to correspond to each one of these macronutrients. But let's go ahead and start off with protein. So I just mentioned, you want to have some within 2 hours post-workout. And again, it has been touted that 50 grams of protein and 50 grams of carbs are ideal to maximize protein synthesis. So it all kind of depends on your goal. And this is getting technical, but if your goal is fat loss primarily, then it's in your best interest to consume somewhere between 0.1 to 0.2 grams of protein per pound of your body weight. That's right, 0.1 to 0.2 grams. And that actually goes for both pre and post workout. Although it is important to note that if you're consuming enough protein on a daily basis, meaning in total throughout the day, you're gonna have enough protein circulating around in your blood that the amino acids are gonna be readily available for when you need them. So again, this specific technical recommendation is not necessary. Also, when it comes to carbohydrates and your goal is fat loss, you should be ideally looking to consume somewhere around 20% of your total carbohydrate intake before the workout and post-workout. So that's gonna take up a roughly 40% of your carbohydrate intake for the entire day, and the other 60% will be spread out throughout, evenly or however you'd like to do it. As for fats, in the pre-workout meal video, I did explain how you're not necessarily gonna want high fats pre-workout, but post-workout, it's a lot less significant. Again, you're involving lots of different macronutrients at once, so slowing the digestion down is not that big of a deal. We're really just aiming to consume those meals within 2 hours post-workout, get some sort of protein, some sort of carbohydrate in there. Fats, you can really just split them up evenly throughout each meal throughout the day, so whatever that ends up totaling to for your post-workout meal is totally fine. Remember, fats are not something that you need to manipulate timing-wise at all. That's not really gonna make much of a difference unless we're talking about pre-workout. So post-workout, it's really nothing to worry about. Just have whatever fats you normally would have in your set meals. Now, if you're looking to build muscle, things change in the sense that they actually become so much less important that you don't need to be stressing about what to have post-workout, okay? I know that the pro bodybuilders and fitness magazines would have you convinced otherwise, but trust me, when you're in a surplus, and I've covered this multiple times, your body has a surplus of energy. It is not gonna tap into protein stores. It's not gonna hinder its recovery. As a matter of fact, it's gonna have more than enough resources day to day, week to week, and month to month to provide the body with the resources it needs immediately post-workout. So because of that, you don't need to focus on 20% of carbs here or 10 grams of protein there. Really, again, break down what meal works best for you to have, which one that you enjoy having, and have that. So again, when you're trying to build and you're in a surplus, you're gonna have enough protein run around your bloodstream, and you're gonna have enough carbs in that surplus that you're not gonna have to worry about exactly what you have post-workout. All right, so for some sample meals, I'll go over some sample meals that I like to have, and if you follow my vlogs, I'm sure you know what they are, but I'll break them down since I didn't do that in the last video and I realized after I made it. So for example, my post-workout meals and my meals, again, they're the same as the meals I have throughout the day as well. We've got lean ground turkey. My carb of choice is parboiled rice. Now, it's not gonna matter if you have a faster acting carb. You can have a piece of fruit post-workout as well. That works great. I used to have Gatorade post-workout. So one thing to note is that having simple sugars, okay, so quicker acting carbohydrates post-workout, is going to spike your insulin. But again, if you're having that in combination with a meal like this afterwards, then it's gonna balance out that blood sugar spike and you'll be totally fine, and that recovery process will be the same. Another thing to note, another meal that I like to have is sweet potato as a carb source and chicken. So, really just figure out carb sources that work for you. Another meal I like to have is my post-workout power shake, okay? This is a shake that I have in the morning. It contains protein powder. It's got oats for complex carbs, strawberries. It's got spinach. It's got dark chocolate for some fats. Again, this is a overall nutrient-rich food that I like to have to start off my day and end off my workout. Another thing is, hey, sometimes if my calories are high enough and they allow for it, I'll even throw in a pizza. I'll throw in kind of whatever I want. I do find that, my body seems to metabolize and digest whatever type of food post-workout than it does at any other time, because again, your body's in this mode where it's looking for and starving for nutrients to feed it after exerting so much energy in the workout, that really this, if you had to choose a time, if you had to have a food that's not necessarily clean, in other words micronutrient dense, then this would actually probably be the time to have it. Other than that though, find some carb sources you like: white rice, brown rice, parboiled rice, sweet potato, regular potato, quinoa, beans, lentils, oats, egg whites, eggs, chicken, beef, turkey, pork. All of those things and combinations thereof, as well as veggies to replenish your micronutrient stores, are gonna be a great option, honestly. So have any one of those combinations of those foods post-workout within 2 hours and you're gonna be covered. So I hope that you found this video helpful, and I hope not too technical, although likely less technical than a lot of you were hoping for. You're probably hoping for that secret trigger that's gonna lead to 40% more muscle growth. Of course, it doesn't exist. And let's face it, post-workout meal timing and specific food selection is just simply not that important. But But with that being said, I hope that you took something away from this video, and I hope that you can go out and apply it to your post-workout meals and get the most out of your nutrition. So anyways, I hope you found it helpful. And by the way, if you want a little bit more detail, if you're currently stuck, if you still want some more insight or help getting to where you want to be, I linked my calendar down below so that you can book a 10-minute call with myself. If the link is still there, then I'm still available for the call. Book it in. We'll talk about where you are and where you want to be, see how and if we can get you there. So thanks again for watching, everyone. Hope you found it helpful. I appreciate your support as always. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet, because I'll be dropping another video real soon. Thanks again and take care. I'm out.